Hi, it's Erika Larsson. Welcome back. This is video number 2 about challenging areas for the 4 personality styles. So we're going to start out talking about the supporters, and an area of challenge for them is worrying and taking the problems of the world on their shoulders. And so they need to practice letting others grow and learn from their problems without feeling compelled to help them. Another area of challenge for the supporter is asking for help, especially when they feel overwhelmed. They are doers. They are the ones that nurture and care for people, but sometimes they take on too much and they have a really hard time saying no. And so they need to practice making requests and accepting help when it's offered instead of saying, no, you're too busy. It's okay, I can do it. Just learn to accept help from others. Another area of challenge for the supporter is making decisions without getting approval first. They don't want to disappoint anyone because they're all about relationships, remember? And so they have a really hard time making decisions. They need to include someone. They need acceptance from somebody else and agreement from somebody else, especially someone close to them. And so they need to just practice acting without agreement from others. And it's okay to do that. You get a lot of respect for doing that. Another area of challenge for the support is trying to please everyone, and they need to accept and practice that they can't please everyone and be okay with that. Another area of challenge for the supporter is lack of planning. They support others, but they don't make plans or goals of their own. So setting goals and making their life and what they want a priority is something that they need to practice and get a lot of help and encouragement to do. And then of course we go next to the promoters, and they are challenged by being on time when they have somewhere that they need to be at a precise time in particular. They always think they can fit one more thing in. They'll even get up early and set the alarm and, yeah, I got to be on time for work because my boss said he's tired of me being late. And they'll look, oh, wow, I'm 20 minutes ahead of time. And they head out the door and they think, okay, I got time to get a coffee. Hey, there's a billboard and it says oil change in 10 minutes. So they pull in, and then of course, it doesn't take 10 minutes, and now they're late and they have to speed, and that adrenaline rush, and they get there. So they need to practice being punctual. Can we learn to be on time? Of course we can. And that shows that you respect people's timelines as well. So that's a challenge for them. Another challenge for them is deadlines and schedules with no flexibility. They need to practice planning ahead to meet the deadlines so that they're not always doing it last minute. They'll get it done, but they get stressed out too because it's last minute. Just like go for it, right? Another challenge for them is too much information, data, or instructions. And so they need to practice asking for it in an abbreviated bullet point format, because that's what works. They process really quickly, and you give them too much details or data, which a thinker would have the tendency to do, you'll just lose them. They won't want to participate. And a challenge for them is being told what to do. You don't want to tell these people what to do. You want to make it sound like a challenge maybe, or find a way, but they too can practice though, because sometimes we do get told what to do by our bosses in particular, or by a parent. So letting people know that they can make requests but not tell them what to do. That's something they need to practice. Look, don't tell me what to do, but you can make a request and then be prepared for me to say yes or no. Another challenge for the promoter is situations void of humor or fun. If it's too serious, they just want to check out. So they need to practice accepting that everything isn't always filled with humor and fun. That's a challenge for them. And then we have the planners. The planners, an area of challenge is being spontaneous. They're not spontaneous most of the time, but they can practice that, being spontaneous without pre-planning everything that they do. And another area of challenge is listening to others and validating what they say. They are so busy all the time and so focused on being the little work bees that they don't often listen. And so they can practice listening skills, letting others talk without interrupting them or finishing their sentences for them. Yeah, challenges don't always look pretty, but nevertheless, we all have them. Another area of challenge for the planner is responding without judgment to the feelings of others. And being non-judgmental is what they need to practice. And following is another challenge for them. They like to lead. And they need to practice realizing that other people are competent leaders as well. It's not just them. They're more competent managers. They're not that competent as leaders because they tell people what to do. And when they manage, they're managing something, and that they're really, really good at. Another area of challenge is having flexibility instead of being so rigid when it comes to changing course or doing something different. Remember, they pre-plan everything. They want to be prepared. And so they're not flexible. Once they think they know what should happen, they want it to happen that way. So an area of challenge, what they need to practice is being flexible and open-minded about going a new direction, being open to receiving input from other people. And that is a big challenge for them. And you know what? Their ideas are really, really good most of the time, but once in a while, they just need to practice being more flexible with others. And then we have finally the thinkers. An area of challenge for them is pessimism about new ideas. Why do you think that'll work? Like they'll make it sound like it won't. That is just how they're processing, but they can practice being open-minded and optimistic towards new ideas and new possibilities rather than just, eliminating them right from the get-go. Being right all the time is another challenge for them. This is a big one for them. They like being right because they fear looking stupid. But being wrong doesn't make you stupid. So they need to be okay when they or others are wrong. That's what they need to practice. Just be okay with it. Who cares? It'll be forgotten about very quickly. Another area of challenge is analyzing, getting stuck in analysis paralysis, going over the same information in your head over and over and over. And they just need to practice trusting so quicker decisions or progress can be made. And I already talked about it. Another area of challenge for them is reading body language and dumping data and talking when people have no interest in what they're saying. Remember I said they love knowledge and information, and once they know, they feel compelled to share all the details with you, like you would be that interested too. And so they need to practice having eye contact and learning body language so that they can pick up on the cues and stop talking when others are not interested, because they will. They'll either roll their eyes or look away or something. The clues are there. And so, and determining personality of the listener is important. And then using appropriate strategy to relay the information. So if they're relaying information, say to a promoter who needs bullet points, don't get detailed. Because basically they're not listening to you at that point. And a final challenge is taking chances for fear of looking stupid. And they need to practice taking chances and being okay with the outcome. I mean, I don't look at it. There's no such thing as failure, one of my mentors once said. There's only learning opportunities. So look at it that way. So that is video 2, and there's 2 more to come on the challenges that the 4 personality styles are faced with. And the more you know about them, the easier it'll be for you to connect in meaningful ways. So thank you for checking in and checking out this video. And go to my website. There's a free personality quiz, all kinds of free downloads, and a video library of all kinds of information that will help you to understand why the 4 personalities do what they do, why they listen the way they do, and all the quirks about them, as well as their good traits. So thanks for checking in, and I hope you come back for the next video.